Wowzers! Arbitrary number has been hit. That is a pretty cool number, I have to say. I really like how there's a 7, a 0, and more zeros. Hello, my gravy timmies, and welcome back to the very special end of Hoi4 A2Z Special Reno 700k woo blah clap. That's right, we hit 700k, which means for the next few days I will be releasing every single last piece of the puzzle to you timmies to enjoy, like, and subscribe. And then we'll finally be free and I can do something else on this channel. We've got Zibbity Sanmar, Yemen, Yugoslavia, and Yunnan left. But what's that? There's one more secret video at the end to finish off Hoi4. No way! I'm so generous! Which means you guys will be getting 5 videos in a row. Not quite the 7 days of madness, but hey... Don't be picky. It's not like there's a playlist full of like 80 videos of this damn series you can go watch instead, Timmy. That's right, it's Zibai Sanmar, or as it's correctly pronounced, Shibata Sanmar. I have no mods, no purpose, no real idea what I'm gonna do here. But we're gonna give it a little shot. After the cursed shenanigans of the Manchuria video, I will never hit the historical AI focuses button off ever again in China. We have 3 paths as a warlord in China. We can do cooperation with the nationalists, where we go down to power struggle and just click a button and become China. Path number 2, you can become the communisms. Wow. Communism. Or realistically, the best path, which is opposition, where you just proclaim a rival government at the end and do a bit of raiding and stealing of land. Now, both of these paths over here to our left and right are actually way better than the center path, so it's really going to be difficult for me to decide which one of these I'm going to pick. So I'm gonna pick neither of them and go down the terrible path in the middle, because me and my boy Ma Bufang were smoking a bit of crack. Yeah. Quite literally, by the way. So Zibbity Sanmar is a really good nation with loads of industrial capabilities. The front line's definitely got no supply issues, and our one general has 100% not caught the plague. So you'd think self-limiting ourselves to a terrible path down a focus tree would be a bad idea. I'm full of bad ideas. Have you not seen the series where I decided to play every single starting nation in Hearts of Iron 4, the popular World War II video game strategy? I was about to be upset that we're gonna lose Ma Bufang if we go communist, but good news is he's actually also leader of the Communist Party. Also the Fascist Party, and the Democratic Party. Truly the man of all ideologies. I personally think it's quite insulting that we have government corruption modifier when clearly we are the most non-corrupt people in the world. The worst part about all this is I'm having to discredit the government, which is myself, in order to turn myself into myself but communist. It's very complicated politics over here in Ma Bufang land that totally makes sense, and definitely not me having some sort of mental breakdown. And by me I mean Ma Bufang, who is clearly not very well in the head. Well, the United Front has formed, which I will not be joining as we have more important things to do, like starve in the desert. We have turned to communism, and our new leader looks surprisingly similar to the old leader. And we also have a new flag. Wow, cool. There's a bit of green on there. Alright, now, Braun, remove the red from the flag, and then put the ramp behind it. Boom. There you go. Now you can all shut the hell up. And with the war going on with Japan, I won't be joining myself the United Front. Instead, I will be causing a wee bit of chaos by usurping the role as chief of the communisms in China, which I think if the communist Chinese don't accept, you do end up war with them. So as you can see, I am somewhat prepared. You know, Xinjiang, give me some docking rights. Yeah. You know, since none of us have any ports or access to the sea, you know exactly what I mean by docking rights. Alright, so I've gone through the focus and gotten all the buffs that I required. There are a couple more things we could do, like rural militias, but I don't think anyone's ever played China before and had a problem with manpower. And also a few new technological buffs, but considering we only have 2 military factories and we can only produce 8 guns as it is, we're not gonna push it by making even better ones. Instead, it's time to see if China will accept me being the superior China, but not China, Communist China, which there are 3 of. There are 3 Communist Chinas. Although we have named one after ourselves. Yep, it's the Ma Bufang, People's Republic of Ma. There you go. Wibbly wobbly wobbly, bibbly zoppily doppily. Sorry, I was busy inheriting a stroke from the Chinese. Thank you, guys. Alright, so we did inherit the war with the Japanese, which is quite fun. Not really. Now, essentially, we are just Communist China now. It even says so on the map. No way! And with this, we need to play the game like Communist China, but not with the leader you might be more familiar with. Yeah, I don't think Ma Bufang would really be going down the Maoism path, and also we've done social democracy before. It is really easy just to take over China, so I'm gonna do one I never have done to my knowledge, which is Marxist orthodoxy. Although we won't be doing that just yet because we have way more problems we just inherited from our Chinese brethren. So our units aren't very good. In fact, I'd go ahead and say they're a bit of a Ma Bufang. Well, not really good. I mean, you can't really push with them. We could go ahead and try to take out a few of these units that are dying in the desert, but I'd much rather leave them to die in the desert than just endlessly lose attrition over there. Instead, we're going to play to their strengths, which is actually defending. They're pretty good at holding a line, and as you can see, our Chinese allies are actually pretty strong for what the China War usually goes like. So instead, we're gonna do that until we get something better to pump out. Kinda hoping if I just go into a bit of a deficit on equipment, our new best friend, Mr. Stalin, might help us out a bit. Beautiful Soviet guns. That about never running out of manpower as China. I think I've may have done a little bit of an oopsie-daisy there. I'm only on volunteer only, and I have put out quite a few Chinese troops, sponsored by the Soviet Union. Looked away for a second, and there goes the neighborhood, apparently. Say, Stalin? I'm a big fan. I did try and dupe the AI a bit to get some planes, but they are very stringent and do not like giving away their aeroplanes via Lend-Lease, which is understandable, really. So good news is I am now pushing the Japanese out of mainland China, mostly down to the fact I think they've gone ahead and, yep, they're all the allies now, but the bad news is quite, it's quite bad. Our cash cow, equipment daddy himself, is at war with the Germans, which means the guns probably aren't going to keep coming. Thankfully, though, I have well and truly, I would like to say, milked them dry. There they go. I guess that'll be our parting gift from the Soviet Union. I'm not too sure if they won't cancel that in a minute, though. The Soviets sending me the Ross rifle. I ain't even going to question it, okay? I ain't even going to question it. The great pushback with our hashtag Soviet and I guess Canadian-funded army has gone, as the youth say, bussin' for real, on jaw, no cap. I want to die. We've pretty much single-handedly kicked Japan out now. I've taken all my troops off the border down here, and we're going to kick them out of Manchuria. And by single-handedly, I do want to say I may have had some outside assistance. But sadly, we will be getting a scripted peace deal from the surrender event. So China won't actually give me control of any of the land that we take from Japan because they'll have cause on it. So unfortunately, not much we can do there, but we can take Korea off them. I just don't think we'll be able to keep it in the scripted peace deal. Just remember that. I said it before, and you know what? I'll say it again. I think infiltrating from the Communist Chinese tree is kind of terrible. I think if you were able to do all of these at once, it would be way better. Just make it a bit more political power. Make it like 50, okay? But let you do more at the same time than just one that takes 30 days. Because this sucks! Considering the AI usually counter sweeps you out, it doesn't actually end up being that beneficial to you at all, but we're gonna do it anyway just because we have all these Soviet, or I should say Canadian guns that are gonna need a home. Yeah, don't think we're getting any Chinese surrender event anytime soon, and unsurprisingly the Soviets gave away all their guns and aren't doing too well in their war. What a unforeseen circumstance there, Stalin. I'm just sitting here, waiting, praying, hoping that the AI might invade Japan for me. Please, don't make me do it myself. And I can't even naval invade because I can't put down these submarines, as this port does not exist, apparently. Alright. We'll try a different way. Yes, the good news is the Allies are too busy clapping Europe to go over here and clap Japan for me. That's fine though. I'll remember this 100 years from now when I might finally be at peace. Never mind. I've got mill access. I am gonna go help. Alright, considering America's actually doing the work here and I've only been greeted by one Japanese Marine division, I think this might be GG for them. Ooh. It's not exactly what I wanted, but I will take it. Now, can I get Japan as a puppet? I very much can. There you go. Thank you very much, Japan, for choosing the correct side. Well, I guess you all know what time it is now, eh? I was about to say at least we can get Japan's navy now, but yeah, it's not, there's not much left. Right, so we are going to go ahead and leave the faction with China and instead join the one with our best friend, Mr. Stalin, who's still not looking too fresh. I'm not too sure what the goal's going to be here. I'm kind of hoping that Japan rebuilds a bit and then they will join the invasion into China too. Usually, Xinjiang also leads their faction, but they haven't done it yet, which is a little bit worrisome. Oh, we also have Tibet on our side. There's the man, the one we needed. Mr. Pino Tashi. I was gonna go ahead and do more of these infiltrations, but yeah, I'm not going to do it for the simple fact that every time I have done it, they just keep finding it out. So we're just going in. I'm not actually going in though. I'm just gonna sit here and be a little defensive turtle boy. And then eventually I'll call the Japanese and the Soviets in. But right now, I think the Soviets have a bit too much on their plate. I wasn't paying attention too much. I've just been AFK really, waiting for the Soviets to finish their war, and they did in fact finish their war. I just gotta wait for them to bring their troops over, and I am bringing them into the party. I've called Stalin in, I'm also gonna call Japan in, and hopefully their AI still remembers how to do a few naval invasions. I expect the Soviet AI to really do that well. In fact, I think that'd be more of a detriment, but what they do have is a hell of a lot of planes, which they should start bringing over. Just got finished up killing up the northwest. Manpower situation, not looking too fresh from that though. Soviets still sending me equipment and not accomplishing anything. Japan immediately got white pieced out of the war, which I'm now gonna drag them back into. They immediately just got pieced out again. Okay, Japan, I see how helpful you're being here today. Oh my god, that is tasty. I'm going my manpower just shot up to 7 million. Probably because, yeah, I'm on all adult serve and every single province in China is a core of me. So the manpower's gonna start arriving. If you ever wondered what my production has looked like the entire game, imagine this, but worse. It's not so much like a battle on the ground anymore as much as it is how much can I blow up from the sky. The feeling the Allies might actually be the ones with all the air down here in southern China, because yeah, that's a lot of Spitfires I see in the air. So I don't think that's the Chinese at all. News is I don't really need to produce my own equipment. There's so many people in the Comintern now that if I ever start running low, it all just gets handed to me on a not silver platter, but a big communist one. Gotta appreciate my Stalin bucks. It's like Robux, but with way more dead Chinese people. Hold on a second. Well, I ain't gonna say no. Keep the Japanese in the war. I just went ahead and gave them Sun Kiang over here, which will hopefully stop them endlessly white piecing out. If not, I am going to shave the remaining of your head and slap it. I'm pushing pretty well over here on the east. The problem is down here where they have all the, I'm assuming, allied, yep. Okay, United Kingdom. Well, where they've got all their allied support in the air, I won't be pushing. I mean, I will be pushing because I have an endless supply of guns and manpower. So, I just mean I won't actually probably make much ground down there. War update. I have not taken my foot off the pedal. We have been advancing non-stop. Millions are dead. I've lost tens of thousands of guns, but I have actually taken some parts of the country and developed an industry now. We are moving past our entire game, which has been 6 military factories. You know what? I was actually disappointed with the casualties a bit here, because I've only lost 2 million, okay? That's kind of low. I've been grinding out here, alright, although 4 million Chinese people have died, so... and not counting the other 2 warlords down here. Thank God for social security, eh? Just look at the equipment in one of my units here. Like, it's such a mess. This was even worse. How did I get American... Oh, wait, the Americans did send me howitzers, didn't they? And then I've got a Latvian Ross Enfield rifle. It's definitely interesting seeing all sorts of equipment in these units, all from, I'm assuming, the Comintern, which is just funneling the war in China. Look at that. Ain't it beautiful? Okay, so we were literally just after that little clip I just did, we capitulated them immediately. I don't know how. We still had quite a bit of land to take, but yeah, okay, nice. China over. Oh wait, God, I forgot. I don't have player conferences on. Please, AI, don't screw me over. Wait, how did the Soviets lose Vladivostok to the excuse me? Yeah, they didn't screw me at all. And the Soviets got Vladivostok back. Congratulations, well done. You know what? You've earned it, buddy, after giving me 10 kabillion guns to fight the entire game. Yeah, I'm not kidding when I said I literally had about 6 military factories this entire game. It's been a fun one, though. I think the China War is probably one of the only countries that you can play in, where you can actually just play until 1947 and still have fun without actually getting involved with quote-unquote World War II. 'Cause I had a lot of fun, just, well, siphoning equipment from the Soviets to fight the Chinese and the Japanese the entire game. Yeah, there you go. We have united China. We've even got Korea and Japan and Tibet, rightfully where it belongs. And there you go. We are in the Omega Comintern, and I think actually we have one more focus to do over here. Perfect. The man who led China to victory. Ma Bufang. I'm not too sure how much leading he did. He was given a very blank check the whole game. Go. The Communist Chinese is now the People's Republic of Blue China, question mark. I guess it just put us back to the old Shibbity Sandmar color, but hey, if this was a pretty fun video, I suppose. If you do want to do this, I highly recommend not doing the middle path of the Chinese Shibbity Sandmar Warlord tree. It's not very good. Unless you want to play the game of how much equipment can you squeeze out of Stalin's fat head. Hey, but if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, hit the subscribe button down below, and guess what? You have 4 more days of cool videos coming out, one after another at 6 PM BST. But anyway, time to go record the next one and slap my face into a meat grinder.